Hey brains, a lot of us are really struggling right now, and that includes me. So this episode I just wanted to do a quick vlog about how to be okay when things aren't okay. Yeah. So I'm nervous about doing this because I usually script my episodes for a reason, because then I can do the research in advance and make sure that everything that I'm saying lines up with that research. And so I was thinking about skipping this video because I don't have the bandwidth right now to do that. I do this thing where I expect myself to be able to perform at the level that I'm used to being able to perform no matter what else is going on. So like, it doesn't matter that I'm in crisis, like I should still be able to do all the things I normally do and handle the crisis because I'm Superwoman, right? And I get overloaded, I get overwhelmed, and every day last week I melted down crying. The reason I am doing this anyway, even though I don't have the bandwidth to properly research and script this and run it by a bunch of people, is because I know I'm not the only one struggling right now. I know I'm not the only one going through this crisis. We all are. And I wanted to share how I deal with it when I realize that I'm not okay, in case it's helpful to anybody else. Society has this ideal that like just push through it, and then when you have a mental breakdown, then it's okay to take care of yourself, to take care of your mental health and get back to a better place. I don't think it makes sense to wait until you've hit the bottom of the well to grab the rope, because it's a lot longer of a climb back up. So personally, I'm trying to get better about recognizing it earlier. So there's really 3 parts to this. One is recognizing that I'm not okay. For me, signs that I'm not okay, they're the obvious signs where I'm like on the floor crying. If I can catch it before then, that's better. So I try and notice the smaller signs too. So like, I'm feeling more irritable than usual, or I'm not excited to work on projects I would normally be excited about. My thoughts are more negative than usual. It's also making simple mistakes, like lots of little mistakes, like miscounting things or typing things into the wrong search bar. Sometimes how many tabs I have open could be a sign where I'm just like, I don't even care anymore. One of my signs this last week, besides the fact that I was melting down like every day, was that every 5 seconds I was like, you know what I should do with this channel? I should do this instead. I should do this kind of content instead. When I'm in that constant problem solving state or rumination, it means that I'm not okay to the point where I really want to change something, anything, just so that I can get to a place that isn't this. That's a bad sign for me. So yeah, whatever your warning signs are that you're not okay, it's good to know those. It's good to write them down. I wrote them down for this, and it was actually really helpful. The second part of it is shifting power away from my normal priorities. So when I'm in a good place, I can put a lot of energy and effort into things like self-improvement and growing the channel and pursuing new opportunities. While those things are important, they're not really the priority when I'm not in a good place. Because if I do get a new opportunity at that point, I'm not really in a good enough place to take advantage of it. And I need those resources to help me be okay. That energy, that time, I need that for me right now. Power is not unlimited. We have to prioritize, and we have to slide our bars around, like maybe a little more power over here right now, maybe a little more power over here. Even if we can't drop everything to focus on us, we can shift things a little bit usually. If I'm going to need to add things to my plate to help me get to a better place, I'm gonna need to cut back on other things. I just do. And the third part of it is things that will help me be okay. That is kind of complicated, because what will help me be okay when I'm anxious is not the same as what will help me be okay when I'm depressed. If I'm exhausted, taking the time to declutter might not be what I need right now. But if I'm overwhelmed, decluttering could be a really good thing for me, because now I don't have the visual overwhelm to add to all the other overwhelm that I'm feeling. If I'm still overwhelmed, probably I'm trying to hold a lot in my head. And so writing down a list of everything I think I'm supposed to be doing right now can help. Taking my meds, that helps me with a lot of stuff, because my meds are very effective for me. If I can target the thing I do to the situation, great. If not, I just do the things that I know help me get to a stable place in general. Meditating, exercising, yoga. I mean, these are all things that we've heard a bunch of times before. I know I'm not telling you anything new, but these are things that I go to personally when I'm not okay. So the things that I know will help me be okay from both personal experience and the guidance of experts. If I've got a therapist who's like, I think it would help if you did this, and I trust that therapist, I'm gonna try it. If it's a friend who says something that sounds like it could help, I'll try it, but I will prioritize the things that I know will be effective over the things that might be effective. It worked for them, doesn't mean it's gonna work for me. If I have something that I know works for me in this situation, I'm gonna go to that first. When I'm not okay, and especially if I don't have a lot of time to get okay, I wanna put my energy into things that are gonna be as effective as possible. And part of that means, like, if I can tell why I'm not okay and I can address that directly, I will. I know we live in a society where we're kind of encouraged to push through things, and even right now, like, there's still a lot of pressure to take advantage of the situation. Now's the time to get ahead at your job. And like, I saw a tweet that was like, if you don't come out of this situation having done the things you said you didn't have time to do, then it's not about time, you're just lazy. And it bothered me so much. Right now, we are not working at home. We are at home during a crisis trying to work. And I think that's a really important distinction to make. If we are not taking advantage of this opportunity and are affected by the fact that we are in a crisis right now, that doesn't make us less than. It makes us human. And it's okay to be human. If you're struggling right now, you're not alone. So am I. I hope you guys like this episode. If not, I hope you understand why I did it this way. Thank you to my brain board and all my Patreon brains. And thank you to my editor, who's gonna have an interesting time trying to capture my butterflies in a tornado that are my thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna go take care of me. Bye, brains.